Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial I am going to show you how to implement form validation in our React Native app. So as you can see over here, this is our login screen, and after giving a proper user information we are presented with our app screen, right? And over here we have different kinds of layout, and from here we can sign out from our app, right? So all of these things I have already shown you in my previous tutorials, where I have already implemented the authentication by using async storage, and I have shown you different parts of the React navigation version 5, and I have also shown you how to implement this login page UI and the sign up page UI. So if you haven't seen those tutorials yet, I would highly recommend first go ahead and see those tutorials, then come here and see this tutorial. And now in this tutorial I will show you how to implement a proper validation over here, and I will be implementing the validation in this login form. Specifically, as you can see, if I put anything over here and click on sign in, then nothing happens. So for a proper user experience we need to implement the validation, so I will do that in this form. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new tutorial. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with the tutorial. So now to implement the validation over here, we need to add some more values to our state object. So this is our state object, and over here I will add is valid user and is valid password, and initially these two will be set to true, and I will display the error message beneath this text input fields. So for the username there will be the validation message for the username, and for the password, bottom of the password field we will present the error message, right? So over here under this view I will add a text, and this text will be username must be 4 characters long, and for the style of it I will use this error message style, and I will provide an animation over here, so animatable view, and for the animation of it I will use fade in left, and duration of it will be 500 millisecond. So like this it will be presented, and I will do the similar thing for the password as well. So copy this thing, and over here I will provide the error message for the password, and we will set this dynamically. So it will be, if is valid password is set to true, then we will return nothing, so null, and if that is set to false, then we will output this error message. So now it's gone. So similar thing will happen for the username error message, so it will be is valid user. So now it's not showing anything. Now we need to implement the validation checking. I will implement this in two ways. First I want to show you, if I type anything over here, whenever we stop typing and change our focus to another field, that time we will check if the value we have provided is valid or not. So for that I will use on end editing, and on end editing will provide element detail, and I will create handle valid user function, and I will pass the element. So now create this function. So over here we can accept the value which we are putting here, but on end editing doesn't provide the value as this on change text provides. This on end editing provides a synthetic event, and from that event we can get the value by providing .native event .text. So now it's passing the actual value to the function. So now over here we can check that. So if the value length is greater than equal to 4, then we will update our state, right? So set data will be first fetch previous state, then we will update it. So is valid user will be set to true. Also we can do another thing over here, we can trim this value to trim any spaces present over here. And for the else case of it, we can set is valid user to false. Now check it once. Now I'm typing something, and now let's focus out from this field. So we are presented with the error message, and if I type more than 4 characters, then the error message is gone, right? So this is one kind of implementation of the validation, and the another one will be whenever we are typing over here, that time we will be presented with the error message. So that would be another one, and in my opinion that is a better user experience. So for that we can get help of this unchanged text. For unchanged text, I have already created this text input change function, so we need to update it. So over here we are already checking the length of it. So here similarly, if the value length is greater than 4, and let's trim it, then we are setting the username as value, and the check text input change will be set to true, and is valid user will also be set to true, and for the else case, is valid user will be set to false. And now as I have updated it to more than 4 characters, now this check mark will also appear if the username length is more than 4 characters. So this is also another thing which will hint the user for actual validation. So now remove it. Okay, first save it. Now let's check it. So when we are typing, that time the error message is presented. Now when I reach to the 4 characters, then the error message is gone and we are presented with this check mark, right? So it's far better user experience in my opinion. So we have implemented the validation for username. Now let's do it for the password. So for the password I will do the same thing, and for it we have already this handle password change function, right? Let's see over here. So for unchanged text we have this handle password change. Now update it. So I have copied it from here, and it will be greater than 8. For else case of it, I will set different thing, but first I need to set is valid password as true, and for the else case of it, I will set it to false. So now check it. It's working properly, right? So now if I put anything random over here and click on sign in, then nothing happens, but it shouldn't be the case. Like if the user is an invalid user, then there should be a proper message that it is an invalid user, right? So I will do that right now. So to do that, I need to update this login handle function. Over here we are passing this username and password to our sign in function, and our sign in function is located in this app.js file. Over here we are storing the user token based upon the username password checking, but I will change these things. I have provided this user password checking over here in my previous tutorial to give you an understanding of the authentication. Now I will update this thing, so I will delete it, and over here we will accept found user. So we will check if the user is found or not in our login handle function. And I have created another user model over here. So I have created a model directory, and I have created users.js file, and over here I have provided this data, this user data. From here we will check if the user is present in our users data or not. So for that I need to import it first. So I import users from users model, and then we can use it over here to check if the user is found in our user data or not. So found user equal to, I will filter through these users, and this filter function will work for each item for this users array. And over here I will return if the user matches with any item of this user array. So whatever the user is typing in this input field, that is passed into this username, right? So this username should be equal to the username of this, and I will make this name to capital letter. So this username is the value provided by the user in this text field, and this username is this field. If the username matches and the password matches for the item, then we will return it, and then that object will be stored in found user. And over here I will provide a check. If found user length equal to 0, then I will provide an alert message in this screen. So for that I need to grab the alert API from React Native. So over here for the alert I will provide invalid user, and for the message I will provide username or password is incorrect, and for the button of it I will provide an OK button. And if the user is not found, then we can just simply return it, so that we wouldn't go to this sign in function. And for this sign in we need to pass the found user, and over here also we need to update it. So if the user is found, then we will update the user token. So user token will be found user token, so this user token, right? And we will make it a string. Similarly, for the username which we will pass to the ID, we need to provide the username, which is this field, right? So we have updated it. Now let's check the validation first. So now after saving it, if I click over here, then we are presented with this invalid user pop-up message. And if there is nothing, then we have this error message, as right now I have deleted it. But in the first case, if I reload the screen, then see, for the first case we don't have any error message, and if I click on sign in, then we have this invalid username or password error message. But I haven't provided anything yet, so we can provide another check. Let me copy this from here, and now I will check data username length equal to 0 or data password length equal to 0, then we can provide wrong input. Username or password field cannot be empty. So now click over here. So wrong input, username or password field cannot be empty, right? And when we have provided a proper data over there but not valid user, then we are presented with this invalid user pop-up message. And we will only log in if we will provide a correct user. Now for checking, let's use this test user, and for the password of it will be test pass, right? Now click on sign in. Now we are signed in, and we can sign out from our app. Then if we put any other random value, then we are presented with invalid user. So this is a proper validation and a proper user experience in my opinion, right? So this is it guys, this is the tutorial. I hope you have learned something new from this tutorial. If you do so, then like this tutorial, share it with your friends, and let me know by commenting down below. If you have any kind of suggestion for me, then also let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this in the future. So I will see you guys in my next tutorial. In the meantime, have a great day. Goodbye.